Stephen King is getting cancelled, okay? And they're cancelling him for very good reasons. They went to his mansion and they consumed his flesh. They ripped into his body and they tore out his intestines and splattered his guts everywhere. The women feasted on him. The men kicked his heart around like it's ping pong. All right, I'm just exaggerating. I'm pushing it around. However, have you ever wondered why do people hate Stephen King? Why? Well, today we're going to talk about that. So the first group of people that really don't like Stephen King, that absolutely abhor Stephen King, are basically feminists, women's rights activists, the theory that declares women are equal to men. And I do believe that, and power to them. However, the way that they express the problem with him is in one particular point of feminism, right? So Stephen King is not hated because he doesn't have female characters or female protagonists. The reason why Stephen King is hated by feminists is actually objectification. You see, one of the many things that feminism stands against is basically the objectification of women in media, and how they don't want women to be treated as essentially commodities for their body. They want the female body to be respected, both in the fact that a woman should control her body, as well as how that body is presented. All right, and so objectification is the main reason why they absolutely don't like Stephen King. And I'll show you some examples of what I'm talking about. This is actually a Reddit post three years ago. I mean, I had to go all the way back, okay? Posted by Sleckrons. Anyway, carried by Stephen King. This is Stephen King's first book, I believe, or his first blowout success. I get that she's focused on her body in this scene, but did we really need the description of a 16-year-old's breasts? The scene in question basically is this: a life. She unsnapped her heavy cotton bra and let it fall. Her were milk white, upright, and smooth. The nipples were a light coffee, color. She ran her hands over them, and a little shiver went through her. Evil, bad. Oh, it was bad. Mama had told her blah blah blah. I'm not gonna continue to read that. Okay, I'm not gonna read it. But I hope you can see this is perceived as objectification, because she is not only 16 years old, but heavy descriptions like this distract from the scene. However, others argue differently. Others argue that she is supposed to be exploring her body, and the entire book is about that. It's about going from being a girl to being a woman, and so this is proper. So there are two camps here. There is a camp that supports Stephen King, and there's a camp that are absolutely disgusted by his behavior here. All right. Another particular example that I found is actually here from Stephen King's Revival. By far the weirdest way to describe breasts I've read. Here's Stephen King. Basically, I'll read the whole thing very quickly. By then, Con was all about high school athletics. He was a hell of a lot better at those than he ever was at playing the guitar. And as for me, a new girl had moved into town. Astrid, blah blah. She had silky blonde hair, cornflower blue eyes, and little sweater newbies that might in the future become actual breasts. Let's not go further. Okay, let's stop it there. All right. So a lot of women essentially don't appreciate the fact that Stephen King takes or goes on great detail describing the bodies of not only young women, young girls, I mean, but also older women with, or women of age with particular, like, exact detail, all right? And I even found another example here that you can see. This is from Twitter, by the way. This is from a page that I followed for quite a good number of years. It's basically men right women. It goes, this is more terrifying than the clown, to be honest, submission. Stephen King. He goes on to write, but she did remember one time when she got her period, sliding open the cupboard under the bathroom sink to get a sanitary napkin. She remembered looking at the box of a sty-free pads and thinking that the box looked almost smug, seemed almost to be saying, "Hello, Patty, we are your children. We are the only children you will ever have, and we are hungry. Nurse us on blood." Oh my goodness. Exactly. Some even, you know, in the same particular tweet, you can see here, Opal Binia, you know, if that's how you say the name, she responds, "King is extremely pro-natalist. All women want babies in his world or in his fiction, or else they are evil, selfish. There is a cringe-worthy Harold and Nadine sex scene in The Stand where they're doing everything but real baby-making sex, so it doesn't count toward her V card. Anyway, so as you can see, a lot of people that are feminists don't not in any way appreciate Stephen King. They don't like him. They think he objectifies women. Not only does he objectify younger women, but they absolutely abhor the fact that he also, when it comes to older women, women of age, he actually absolutely describes their bodies in meticulous detail. And then a lot of his fiction is pro-natalist. That's basically just saying pro-life. Yeah, so they don't like the fact that he's all these things, and these are things that usually they stand against. Actually, all the time they stand against. Another crowd of people that don't like Stephen King are basically people who really don't seem to appreciate or don't like the fact that his books are full of, or basically they lack black protagonists. There's just not a lot of them, all right? And if they are token black characters. And you can see this in The Shining, you can see this in It, you can see this in The Stand, a lot of token black characters, and quite a good number of people don't seem to like that. However, compared to the feminists, they are much smaller, all right? They are a minority, to be honest. And so this is the situation with Stephen King. These are the two main complaints that I've come across in the internet. The fact that he objectifies women, the fact that his stories are pro-natalist, and finally the fact that a lot of the black characters that show up in his stories, if there are any, they are token black characters. So these are the problems that people have essentially spoken about. Of course, there's the typical issue with a lot of authors out there. Every author out there, sorry, there's no author that can escape this one, and it is basically critiques of his actual writing style. People don't like his voice. They hate his guts, but that's normal. Every author experiences that, every writer experiences that. That is to be expected. I hope that you actually understand why some people don't like Stephen King. It's just three main reasons: pro-natalism, objectification, and tokenism. All right, 3 words. That's it. I have recapped it for you. Why people don't like Stephen King. Why Stephen King, if he ever gets into any problem politically, it's always going to be a situation where he is supporting pro-life, or he's being accused of tokenism once again in another book of his, or objectification once again in another book. It's basically becoming boring at this point, because whenever he publishes a new book, there's always that accusation of him, you know, objectifying women. Well, that's going to be it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Have a nice day. Bye.